Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we recap the first two games of the New York Knicks preseason, and we also react to some major rumors surrounding this basketball team, as it sounds like Garrison Matthews is in a position battle with Landry Shamet to make this team. We'll break that down. First, though, let's start with this. The pace of play is way up for the New York Knicks. They are going to play a much different brand of basketball this year. They're going to look to push the pace, whether it is off a make, whether it is off a miss. You could see it. When someone grabs a rebound, when someone steals a pass, their head is up. They are looking to advance the ball, and they are trying to create easy opportunities. And that is why you went out and hired Mike Brown. He pushed the pace in Sacramento. He is now trying to do the same with the Knicks. He said this after the second preseason game when the Knicks did get a win over the Philadelphia 76ers. Quote, "Our pace was better tonight. We want to play fast all the time. Make or miss. Space the floor the right way all the time. First half, we had one spray three. We want to average 17 or 18 a game. We have to do a better job there. Be more disciplined. Get what we want instead of forcing shots." I love that. Be more disciplined. Get what we want instead of settling for difficult shots. This team has plenty of difficult shot makers, and there's going to be a time where that is necessary. Brunson can get tough buckets. Karl-Anthony Towns can get tough buckets. But this team wants to create easy opportunities. They want to create easy looks. And the way you can do that is by pushing the pace in transition. We saw Jalen Brunson do that. We saw Miles McBride, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Jordan Clarkson, Malcolm Brogdon. It is clear this team is going to play much faster in the full court as well as the half court as well. A lot more passes, a lot more body movement. This offense is going to look way different, and I think they're going to operate at a much higher clip. Mitchell Robinson as well looks really good. He looks healthy, he looks in shape, and he looks ready to go. His fingerprints were all over the first two games for the New York Knicks, and he talked about how this is going to be a contract year for him, and he's going to let his agent do that, and he's going to focus on basketball. And a focused, healthy, in shape Mitchell Robinson is one of the better centers in this league. In 31 minutes in the preseason, 13 points. Drivers are looking for Mitch. They're throwing the lob. They're jumping into an underhand pass. They're getting him easy looks. 24 rebounds in 31 minutes. 8 of those being offensive. And he had a team high plus minus of plus 21. If Mitch is healthy, it takes this team to new heights. And I think it's fair to say he is going to be the fifth starter in that starting lineup. The way he played in the preseason, tacked on to the injury that Josh Hart picked up, you're going to see a starting five like you see on screen. And look, I think there's some positives to it. I think there's some negatives to it. But if the Knicks defense can be uplifted by the presence of Mitchell Robinson and you don't sacrifice too much offense, that might be the best lineup for this team. From the starters to the back end of the roster, the New York Knicks still have to sign a player to the 14th roster spot, or 14th roster spot. They're going to have to cut somebody or trade somebody to sign another veteran minimum, and then they got to get to roster spot number 15. And reports are coming out that Landry Shamet and Garrison Matthews are officially competing for one of those final roster spots. Jake Fisher, who covers the NBA, says, "I keep hearing Garrison Matthews is a legit contender for the roster spot, earmarked for a shooting specialist that Landry Shamet hopes to claim." So there we go. It's Shamet versus Matthews for the last spot. And I thought that Shamet had this one all tied up, and he might, and maybe he does. But if you're looking for a three-point specialist, if you're looking for a movement shooter, Garrison Matthews has proven to be one of the best in the NBA. I mean, in the preseason alone, shooting 50% from three. We've seen a couple of those threes come up where his feet are still moving. He rises up and knocks it down. Shot 39% last year in the NBA on 4.5 attempts. Shot 44% on a tick under 3 attempts last year. He is a professional shooter, as is Landry Shamet. So it'll be interesting to see how the Knicks go about deciding who that last roster spot will go to. But I love the idea of competition. Competition. Let the best man win the job. And if it is Matthews, if it is Shamet, hopefully they could just knock down open shots for this squad. I'll call this a little bit of an overreaction, as that's what we do in sports, and I don't want to draw too many conclusions from just 2 preseason games. But it's going to take time for Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns to adjust to this new offense, to playing at that fast pace. Jalen Brunson, his whole career, has been a half-court offensive player. Nobody has ever mistaken Karl-Anthony Towns for a player that needs to play in an up-and-down system. And I think through 2 preseason games, we saw that it's going to take some time. I'm not worried about the shooting percentages at all. I just worry more so about Karl-Anthony Towns and the way he's going to be used. Cat had a lot of success last year playing from the foul line down when he was guarded by other opposing centers. And he was able to face him up. He was able to beat him off the dribble. And when he would catch the ball on the perimeter, a center would be closing out, and he could beat him off the deck. But when Cat's playing the 4, he's going to have a faster, more athletic player on him. And we've seen at times the way to go about neutralizing Karl-Anthony Towns is putting a wing on him. And when you put him at the 4, you're allowing that. So I'm curious to see. I'm not extremely worried, but I worry a little bit more about Karl-Anthony Towns when it comes to his involvement, role, and usage in this new offense. I don't worry about Jalen Brunson. I thought it was funny the way that Mike Brown kind of talked about him after the game, saying that Jalen, he's starting to adjust. You could see it. Him getting used to run, and still be effective, whether on ball or off ball. It was great to see. You can see he's starting to get his feet underneath him and understand how to play at that frantic pace. Frantic pace, not fast paced, frantic pace. So it'll take some time for Jalen to do that. I worry a little bit more about Cat. Look, I'm not stressed out about it. Cat's going to be fine. He's one of the most talented offensive players to ever play in the NBA. He's got to figure out how to play in this league, on the scheme. But I'm a little worried about how that's going to look and how he's going to get his shots. Because if you are not maximizing Karl-Anthony Towns on offense, we know the shortcomings he has on defense. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. A couple more thoughts coming up in a second, but get this Knicks t-shirt, chatsports.com/NYK t-shirt. Use code GRIDIRON. It was $30. Now it's just $22. It's on sale. Chatsports.com/NYK t-shirt. Just make sure to use the code GRIDIRON. My final takeaway, Miles McBride, he's ready to go. The breakout is coming. Like, he's already broken out of the shell, and he's leveled up every year in the NBA. I think we're looking at one of the best bench players in the NBA this year. He looks like he's practiced and been in the gym, put in the work, put in the hours, and he's having the confidence to showcase the work he's done behind closed doors. He was awesome in that first preseason game. He was good in preseason game number 2 as well, but the confidence, the bag is expanding, the ball handling skills are growing, and he is going to be a major chess piece for this team. He could be one of the biggest difference makers, one of the biggest swing players on this roster. He was so good in that playoff run in 2024. Wasn't as effective in 2025. I kind of felt like he fell a little bit into the Tom Thibodeau doghouse a little bit. He talked about how this new offense, more player movement, more ball movement, less isolation work, and that's going to benefit him. And I'm expecting him to take his game to another height under Mike Brown. I thought Mikal Bridges looked good as well in preseason game number 1. His confidence continues to grow. He was attacking the basket instead of fading away from the basket. just preseason. But I'm really pumped up about this basketball team, and we are 16 days away, October 22nd, 16 days away from regular season game number 1 against the Cavs. If you're ready for it, hit that thumbs up icon, and make sure you are following me on social media. You can find me on Twitter and IG at @MarshallGreen_.